me in the dark.
Hi everyone! How is everybody doing? Happy Thursday. So super excited to go live with you today. We are about to have a wonderful time. We are just waiting on a couple people to join us. We have Karen. Hey Karen, how are you? We are live on Instagram and we are live on Facebook. So make sure you join us. As people are joining us, please make sure that you take a moment. Tell me, give me a shout out. Let me know you're here and also let me know where you're joining from. We have some major Limitless family announcements tonight, and we are going to jump right in with those. And then we're going to have, after our announcement, we are going to be tackling the topic, saying no to normal. Saying no to normal. So if you are ready, not only to say no to normal, but if you are ready to embrace who you truly are in all of your gloriousness and your uniqueness and the way that God created you, please, please, please join us. Go ahead and share this live stream with a friend, another Limitless lady or a Limitless gentleman who you believe needs to tune in tonight. And we're going to give everybody a few minutes to join in. Again, we have some major announcements on tonight, and we also are going to be tackling the topic of saying no to normal. All right, we have a couple people joining us on Facebook. Let me know that you're here. Give me a shout out. Tell me where you're joining us from. I hope that everybody has already following me on Instagram at The Limitless Lady, as well as on Facebook, Dr. Mary Hemphill, The Limitless Lady. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at Limitless__lady. So definitely want to continue growing the Limitless family. You guys are already doing a phenomenal job at that. Awesome, awesome. Hi, Karen. Okay, who do we have on Facebook? Shout me out. Tell me you're here. Tell me where you're joining us from. We're going to give it a few minutes to let everybody kind of join in, and then we are going to get started. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. It is Good Friday. We are in Holy Week. Oh, and this is a wonderful time just to give thanks as well as to give praise to our Lord and Savior above. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful Resurrection Sunday, a wonderful, wonderful weekend of rest, of being grateful, of just being in His presence and making sure that you take time to love on your family and friends. All right, we've got Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie from Salisbury. How are you, Stephanie? Thank you so much for joining us. And we have Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us as well. All right, we're going to give it a few more minutes here. I hope everybody's doing great and having a good week. Is everybody off tomorrow? I think it's a national holiday. Yeah. So I hope everybody's off. A lot of you are already starting spring break. I know it was a long haul to spring break. Limitless family, it was a long haul. Some of us did not think we were going to make it. Even though I'm not in the public school space anymore, I definitely feel my heart goes out to our amazing educators and whatnot for everything that they do. So I'm just very, very grateful and very, very, very excited that my Limitless family is going to get to experience spring break here soon. All right, so we're going to give it about one more minute, and then we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Yes, okay, Stephanie on Facebook, she says, yes, we're on break this coming week. Stephanie, I know you are excited, and I know you are happy and ready to go.
Much better.
Awesome,
Are
awesome.
you ready to give it a try?
All right, we are going to jump right in to our announcements, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to have a few more people sort of join in on us, join with us later. But I just want to take a moment and just say thank you so much for joining me on this journey. As you guys know, about 2 weeks ago, I made a major announcement and we actually launched thelimitlesslady.com. Yes, we did. So if you haven't already gone and seen www.thelimitlesslady.com, make sure that you take some time and go over and see that we have new content happening every single week. Not only that, but we launched the Limitless Lady blog, which has a lot of amazing content. Of course, you got to follow me on social media. And you can also get the Limitless Lady Media, lots of interviews and podcasts about education, leadership, and of course, developing your limitless lifestyle. And all of that is available on the webpage. We also have all of the interviews from the amazing ladies that we have had the privilege of interviewing. And they are the epitome of a limitless lifestyle when it comes to inspiration, motivation, and education, all those different things. So you can catch all of their interviews there, the full interviews, and read about them and how you can connect with them as well. And this is huge, when you go to www.thelimitlesslady.com, you can also use the contact form. And that is major, because if you know of a limitless lady, if you are a limitless lady who deserves a feature and is looking to be promoted, or needs to get your story out there, or you just want to connect with like-minded women who are ready to develop their limitless lifestyle, then make sure that you go to www.thelimitlesslady.com and make sure you fill out the contact form. Let me know who she is. Let me know what it is that she's doing to make an impact on this world. Send me that information. Also, if you're looking for a keynote speaker, or you need a leadership coach for your organization, or maybe you have a Women's Day coming up or a women's retreat, I would be more than happy to help you with that as well. So again, check out the webpage. Make sure you share. And of course, make sure you're following me on social media. Guess what, you guys? Oh, my ladies, my limitless ladies, my limitless gentlemen. We have surpassed 1,000 followers on Instagram. So yay! You all are so awesome. You are growing the community. You are growing this brand. You are helping to grow this movement of taking your life and taking the boundaries, the barriers, all of that, taking it all off and saying it is your life. There are literally no limits, and it's growing. Every single day we're seeing followers on Instagram. We're almost up to 800 followers on Facebook. And let me tell you something right now. It is not about quantity, but it's about quality. And I can honestly say that the Limitless family, the people who are following, the people who are consistently liking, commenting, the people who are consistently sending me messages on across social media, are some of the most amazing and dynamic women and men. So it is wonderful to see this community of people come together, and a community of people really say, this is the call to action. I'm here to support you. You're here to support me. Let's continue growing it. So all of you here tonight on Facebook and on Instagram, make sure that you share this video in particular, because, we're going to get into some stuff tonight. It's going to be wonderful. But make sure you share this particular video with somebody who needs to hear it, somebody who needs to hear the message, somebody who needs inspiration or motivation in a part of their life, because it's so critical that we share these positive messages. So now let's get into the next Limitless Lady update. And it just seems as if in the past couple of weeks, everything has just come full circle. Everything is just on warp speed. And so I was just like, you know what, Lord? I'm going to give you total reins. I'm going to give you total control, because your timing is the best timing. And once I did that, between moving and starting a new job and just being in this new space, it has been wonderful. And the last time we were together, we talked about change and making sure that you rest. Yes, I've been taking lots of naps and I'm loving it. But just making sure that you rest and making sure that we are so keen about what is coming in and what is coming out. So we have another Limitless Lady announcement tonight. So 2 weeks ago, we launched www.limitlesslady.com. We have a website up. We're getting content. It's really challenging me to make sure that I'm meeting the needs of what it is that you all need, to make sure that I'm responding to those questions, responding to those comments. So 2 weeks ago, we launched a webpage. And today, I am so excited. I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but it's going to be so cool. I don't know if you can read that. Can you guys read that? That says business owner's policy. Yes, the Limitless Lady is an LLC. Woo! Limitless Lady is an LLC. Woo! We are so excited. You guys need to be like, woo! We are so excited to announce that the Limitless Lady is now an LLC. It is its own corporation. You guys, we are as official as whistles. Do you hear me? So now that the Limitless Lady is an LLC, it's its own amazing company that is taking us to the next level. That is challenging us to make sure that we are meeting a need that is so, so critical. And if you just joined us, yes, we got Casey. Hi, Casey. We're so excited. And we also have William Hippo. Hey, Dad. That's so exciting. And hi, Dante. We got some people joining in. If you just missed it, remember 2 weeks ago, we launched www.thelimitlesslady.com. Today, I'm excited to announce that we are an LLC. We are official. So what does that mean? What does it mean that the Limitless Lady is now an LLC? Well, that definitely means that, remember 2 weeks ago, I let you know that we were going to be bringing you merchandise. So look for Limitless Lady merchandise. And I'm not just talking about t-shirts and coffee mugs. I think all that is great because we need to get the message out there of your life, no limits. Let's live our limitless lifestyle. But we also want to create merchandise specifically for you. You cannot be a limitless lady if you don't see yourself in the merchandise. So we're going to actually have some custom pieces. So thank you. Shout out to Karen for that wonderful, wonderful idea. So we're going to have some custom pieces. We're also going to be launching some workshops and some courses. Y'all, this is going to be huge. Limitless leadership courses are going to be coming. And so make sure that you look out for that. And my Limitless family that have been following me, that have been sharing, liking, commenting, all of you are going to be able to get all of that at a very, very deeply discounted price, as well as, and I cannot wait, we are going to be hosting the first Limitless Lady Luncheon. This is going to be an invitation only to some of my Limitless ladies who have poured into this message, who have poured into this movement and poured into this brand. So before the end of the summer, we're going to have our Limitless Lady Luncheon. I'm putting details together now, so be on the lookout for that. You do not want to miss it. I want to bring together about 50 to 75 ladies for an action-packed, amazing, challenging, inspirational, let's go to the next level lifestyle luncheon. It is going to blow your expectations so that we can start living our limitless lifestyle. So, woo woo! So we got a website, we're LLC, and now let's get to the content. We are very, very excited tonight to really tackle the topic of saying no to normal. And I believe that we are living in a time right now where it is so important that we really say and put our stake in the ground when it comes to who we are as limitless ladies, and when it comes to, or even limitless gentlemen, but who you are and who you were designed to be is such a wonderful, beautiful, unique experience. There's only one person in this world who was created to be you, who was created to walk in your shoes, who was created to do the things in this time that you have on this earth, and that is you. Every single day when you wake up and you open your eyes, it is another opportunity to be you in all the fullness, in all the glory, in all the amazingness that it is. And I truly believe that right now, living in the 21st century where there's all this technology and there's all these notifications going on and there's all these people saying all these things on social media, saying all these things on the news, the 11 o'clock news, the early morning news, the 5 o'clock news, the mid news update, all of that. There's so many things that are distracting people away from and making sure that people don't feel good in their own skin. I'm going to say that again. There are too many things in this earth right now that are distracting people away from feeling comfortable and feeling good and making the impact that they're supposed to make in their own skin. It is an attack. It is a spiritual attack. But it's happening to a lot of people. And how Karen said, saying no to normal. That's right. We are saying no to normal. Hey, Dante. Hi, Renee. Oh, we got so many people joining us tonight. This is excellent. Perfect. Y'all are right on time. It is an attack because here's the thing. We know that we were created in his image. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more in a second. But we know we were created in his image. So we were created in his image. And the only person who ever walked the earthly realm is Jesus Christ. And that is God's son. They are one. If we were made in his image and we know we have a purpose, here's the thing. You wouldn't be watching tonight if you didn't know you had a purpose. You would not be a part of the Limitless family if you didn't think, or in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind, that you had a purpose. And guess who else knows that you have a purpose? The devil knows you have a purpose. And he has assigned his minions and he has assigned his henchmen to make sure that that purpose doesn't come to fruition. So sometimes when you think, maybe I'm not meant to start this business. Maybe I'm not meant to be a principal. Maybe I'm not meant to be a spoken word artist. Maybe I'm not meant to be a teacher, a PE teacher. Maybe I'm not meant to be an Olympic gold medalist. That is not from God. That is the doubt. That is the frustration. That is that henchman that was assigned to send something into your mind and say, this is what to say everything that you are not supposed to do. And here's how you know what it is that you were destined to do. It is literally a seed that you water. You water every day. You read about it and you get excited. You think about it and you have all these amazing ideas. And that's not normal. That is not normal. It's not normal because it came from God. And there's nothing about my God. There's nothing about our God that is ordinary. Our God is extraordinary. Extraordinary. And so tonight we're going to start saying no to normal. And let me tell you, this past weekend, I had the awesome opportunity to go see Little, the movie. If you have not gone to see this movie with Issa Rae, Regina Hall, and Marsai Martin, do yourself a favor this weekend. Get your family, get the kids, get your significant other. And if you have a theater that allows dogs, get your dog, get whoever, go see this movie. I don't go see a lot of movies because everything is on Netflix and Hulu and Fire Sticks and Water Sticks and all of that. So I don't do a whole lot of movies. But I wanted to make sure that I go see this movie for several reasons. There are some huge lessons in this movie. And perhaps one of the biggest lessons is that it is such a beautiful thing to be exactly who you are. It is such a beautiful thing to be exactly who you are. I am not going to give away the premise of the movie. I am not going to give away what happens in the movie. But what I'm going to say is, let's look at just the people who were in the movie. Marsai Martin, she is 14 years old. You probably know her from the show Blackish, if you watch Blackish. Marsai Martin, she just turned 14. She is the youngest executive producer in Hollywood. I'm going to say that again. She is the youngest executive producer in Hollywood at the age of 14. That in and of itself is amazing, because let me tell you what I know about most 14-year-olds. Most 14-year-olds are not putting any effort into making sure that they executive produce a 4-star, high-class, world-class, amazing movie that premieres the weekend before Easter. I watched a clip, an interview with Marsai, and she said to the interviewer, I believe it was Trevor Noah, she said she woke up one day and she went to her parents and she went to their bedroom and she said, I don't understand why I'm not seeing people like me on the big screen. I don't understand why I'm not seeing faces that look like mine on the big screen. I don't understand why there's not young writers and young producers putting out content that I want to see on the big screen. And you know what her family said to her? Do you know what her mom and dad said to her? They said, if you don't see it, then create it. If you don't see it, then create it. And this amazing young woman who, again, yes. Did she have the means? Yes. Did she have the resources? Yes. Did she have the connections? Yes. But let me tell you what got her there. She would not have been able to bring her idea from the spirit world into the natural world. She would not have been in the position to have parents who definitely just came around her and said, baby girl, you could do whatever it is that you want to do. She would not be in a position to go and ask the director of Blackish to say, hey, can you partner with me on this project? And by the way, can we call Issa Rae and Regina Hall, 5-star actresses, to be the stars in this? Let me tell you why this young woman at 14 was in a position to make this movie happen. She was in a position because she said no to normal. Marsai Martin became the youngest executive producer in Hollywood because she said no to normal. Years before she became a star on Blackish, she was singing in the mirror just like all of us do. She probably had a hair dryer or a hairbrush and she was just singing away. But she said, no, I don't want to be like the normal 8-year-olds. I want to, mom and dad, I want to go audition for this show called Blackish. I want to go with Tracy Ellis Ross and I want to be the daughter on Blackish. And because she said no to normal, God bless that obedience. She is 8 years old, 9 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, and she's being obedient. If she wasn't obedient at 8, there was no way that at 13 she can have an idea that was not normal for a 13-year-old and manifest an opportunity that was not normal for a 13-year-old and have an outcome that was not normal for a 13-year-old. But she said no to normal. While most 13-year-olds are either victims of bullying or worried about their hair or trying to get the right filter or trying to be on Snapchat, she said, I want to write a script. Now, Marsai is one example, but when you say no to normal, you come into opportunity and you come into blessings and you step into a covenant with God to say, I may not think the way other people think, but God, I know you're going to bless it. I may not be on the path that everybody else is on, but God, I know you are going to bless it. I may not go where other people go, but God, I know you're going to bless my time and I know you're going to bless my resources and I know you're going to bless my energy anyway. And that's what happens when you say no to normal, when you say no to the circumstances around what people think is normal. Let me share a story with you. Let me share a very personal story with you. When I was in middle school, when I was in high school, I wasn't like the most cute thing in the world. Not that, Halle Berry and Beyonce, you might set the bar. But, middle school and high school, I was what they might call hashtag struggling a little bit. Okay. And so when I got to, especially during middle school, I was just, you could ask my parents. I mean, I didn't smile at all. Like, I was just like, I go to class, I'd be in the hallway. I mean, it was just like, let me be under the radar. Let me live my life. When I got to high school and they started going over all the courses you could take and college and career ready and everything, I already knew I wanted to be a teacher. I knew I wanted to be a teacher when I was 3. Had all my dolls in a class. I was writing lesson plans at 5. I don't know, shapes, colors, whatever. But when I got to high school and they said I could take a foreign language, I said, oh yes, I am so ready to take a foreign language. This is awesome. I'm going to get Spanish. I'm going to be speaking Spanish. Well, as a freshman, I started taking Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and everything. And because I wanted to absorb it, I mean, nobody in my family spoke Spanish. Nobody in my family had ever been to a Spanish-speaking country. So I don't know where this came from. I do know where it came from. I'll tell you that in a minute. But I said, I told my mom, I told my dad, I'm going to take all the Spanish classes I can. Every single vocabulary word that I learned, adios, hola, venir, beber, traer, todo de eso, all of the words that I learned, I would put on an index card. I would put the English on one side, and then I would put the Spanish on another side. So by 2 semesters of Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 in my freshman year, I had like literally over 500 cards. Okay. And yes, I was that girl. At dinner, I'd be like, Mom, give me a word. And she would be like, refrigerador. Okay, refrigerator. Great. Papel, paper. Excellent. Telefono, telephone. I mean, taza, cup, all this. Like, drill me. I wanted to get it in me. So you can imagine 500 cards, very cumbersome. So my mom hands me this purple Tupperware little box, a little flip box. You guys remember Tupperware? Do you remember when Tupperware used to be like a thing? Whatever. So my mom hands me this Tupperware box. I put all 500 cards in there. I alphabetize them things. And when I tell you book bag, lunch box, Spanish cards, in tow, high school, freshman, y'all, I know what you're thinking. Set up for failure when it comes to the cool meter. But I didn't care. I did not care. So unbeknownst to me walking in school every day, Hickory High School, walking into high school every day, carrying this purple box, lunch bag, book bag, people thought, well, people didn't know what was in it because it wasn't like I was like opening it up like, let's talk Spanish, you know, blah, 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 lunch. So people thought or started a rumor that I carried gerbils. Yes, you heard me correctly. They thought I carried gerbils in my Tupperware box, when in fact it was Spanish cards. Hey, Latoya, we have so many people joining us tonight. You're just in time for story time. So there was a rumor going around that I carried gerbils, and people started calling me Gerbil Girl. Hi, my name is Mary Hemphill. I'm the Gerbil Girl. So one day we were going into lunch, and everybody, they had just released first lunch, and my school had about 1,500 people in it. So about 750, 700 kids are coming down for lunch or down the grand staircase. And I had on some jeans that were way too long. I'm coming down, purple box, lunch bag, everything, missed a step. Woo! Hit that last step. Y'all, all 500 Spanish cards out for the world to see, except people thought they were gerbils. Kids can be so cruel. Kids can be so cruel. Everybody's like, the gerbils. It was awful. Like, I mean, honestly, everybody's stepping on my cards, everything. It was one of the most horrible experiences ever. After I got over that, got myself together, ended up going through junior year, took Spanish 1 through 5, all of that, finished it up. Senior year, I had taken all my foreign language requirements. My principal came to me. He allowed me to actually teach a Spanish ESL class, English as a second language, for a credit. I was the first student at Hickory High School to teach ESL as a student and to receive credit for it. And then my freshman year in college, I ended up transferring to the Universidad de Sagrado Corazón, and I ended up being an exchange student in Puerto Rico and got a double major in Spanish and elementary education. I say all that to say what? I think we all can remember a time when we wanted to do something, when we had something inside us, when a seed had been planted, and it was very much not normal. And when you commit to doing something that is not normal, when you commit to doing something that is against the grain, when you do something different, you not only get something different, but if you expect it to be linear, if you expect to say, I have a passion about this thing, now let me go and do this thing. I love this thing, now let me go and be this thing. If you don't expect to see speed bumps and hurdles and mountains and valleys along the way, and if you are not able to commit through it, no, I didn't like being called Gerbil Girl. No, I didn't like being a freshman in a class that only seniors took because all they wanted to do was fulfill the graduation requirement. Yes, I felt crazy at Hickory High while I'm literally on all fours in the commons area, picking up my cards as people are trampling them and then trying to put them back in alphabetical order. Yes, but I had to go through saying no to normal in order to get to the point where I could get on a plane and go to Puerto Rico and spend a year of my life learning the culture, learning the language, learning the people, and then come back and was able, my first year of teaching, to teach English and to teach reading and math in Spanish and English for my students who had just come from different Spanish-speaking countries. If I didn't go through the struggle, if I didn't go through the fire, I wouldn't be able to say, now I have this skill, now I have this experience that only I have. And that's what you have to commit to. when you say no to normal, and especially if you're the first person in your family to do something and it's unfamiliar and people don't understand, and they say, well, why do you want to go get a master's? I mean, you have been talking about college forever. Now you want to go get a master. Who do you think you are? A doctorate? What do you mean? What do you mean you want to go get certified? Certified to do? You just think you're all that. What do you mean you want to go travel and learn how to be a graphic designer? Or what do you mean you want to be a travel agent? What do you mean? When people don't understand, when people don't know, they reject. And that's the first step to saying no to normal. That's the first thing that we have to get into our minds. And that is that the concept of normal, the concept of being, the concept of saying, I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to take this thing, and this is not normal, but this is normal. Do you not know that the concept of normal is not stable? The concept of normal is set by people, and people are fickle. People are inconsistent. People change their attitude like the wind changes direction. So if you have set your bar to be normal based on what people think, we're already setting ourselves up for failure. Because what people think is normal one day could be the weirdest thing in the world tomorrow. And what people think is acceptable today can be the most unacceptable, outright, I can't believe they did that, by Sunday. And let me tell you something else. When you say no to normal, you also understand that people are viral. People are viral. Have you ever seen a viral video and they're like, watch this video, and you click on it and it's like been shared 300,000 times, or people have watched it 10 million times? People are viral because what they latch onto and what they say is cool and what they say is great today, it is only wonderful and accepted right in that moment until the next viral thing comes, until the next big thing comes. And so when you say no to normal, you're putting your stake in the ground and saying, I do not care what people think. I do not care what people do. I want you to understand that I am not defined by what people say is normal. I'm not defined by what people say is okay. I am defined by what it says in the Word of God and what it says in Genesis 1:27. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So if he created us in his image, there is no way we can be normal. And that's a great thing. That's a reason to celebrate. If we were born to be awesome, if we were born to be magnificent, then whatever magnificent or awesome or wonderful looks like for you, whatever it feels like for you, whatever it sounds like for you, that is where we have to go. And know that if you're bullied, it's okay. Because, hey, listen, Jesus was bullied too. And if people shun you and they're like, listen, you know what, Lula, you are doing too much. And we can't hang with you anymore because you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that. You can't be our friend anymore. That's okay. Because I was created in his image and they ostracized Jesus, and I have a friend in him. Or if you say no to normal because they're like, man, you know what? Casey doesn't hang out with us the way she used to. LaToya, you know, she thinks she's all that anyway. And so we can't even hang out with her. That's okay. I'm going to take that time that I used to hang out with you and I'm going to go pour it into myself. I'm going to go invest in myself, because when you're not normal, you have to invest in yourself. When you're not normal, you have to pour into yourself. So if you're shunned and separated, and God's word said that we've been set apart, he didn't just mean we've been set apart physically. There's going to be people that are going to say, I can't connect with this. I can't be with this, because you're saying no to normal. And if you want to know the power in being alone, go watch one of my first videos, Journey Through Soul Healing, part 2, being alone versus being lonely, because there's power in being alone. He cannot talk to you if you were always distracted. He cannot talk to us if we always have something, distracting or vying for our attention. So all of these things are purposeful. All of these things matter. We've been set apart. So that's the first thing. When you say no to normal, you realize, hey, listen, people set the bar for normal. They're inconsistent. They're viral. Don't have time for it. I need consistency. So I'm going to stick with what it is that God said. Okay. The second thing, when you say no to normal, you embrace a whole new mindset. You embrace a whole new way of thinking. A whole new way of thinking. The Bible says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You can't think the same things they thought 10 years ago and believe that you're going to do a new thing in 2019. What was in 2009 is in 2009. You got to transform your thinking. If you're still thinking like you were thinking in 2009, you are not transforming your mind. You're not renewing your mind. When you say no to normal, you're going to think some things and you're going to be like, where did that come from? But let me tell you why that's amazing. When you say no to normal, you're saying, God, I want to open up my mind to every single possibility of inventions, opportunities, networks, and new things for them to be brought into the earth realm through me. Let me tell you why that's important. Do you not believe that God knew that Amazon was gonna take over the world at some point? Okay. Do you not know that Amazon was probably going to put out a business, Charlotte Russe, and that Netflix was going to put Blockbuster out of business, and that Uber was going to put taxis out of business, and that Airbnb were going to put Hilton and all the hotel chains out of business? Do you see where I'm going with this? There's nothing new under the sun. That idea came from somewhere. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to say no to normal so that I become a vessel for the ideas in my field and operate in my gift, so that my gift will make room for me. So if you're joining us tonight, and we have some new people. Hi, Misa. Hi, Lady Brown. Hi, Lula. Hi, Amy Jo. Oh my goodness, so many people tonight. If you have said no to normal, then you're saying yes to, God, give me the idea for the inventions that haven't been invented yet. If you say no to normal, then you're saying, yes, God, show me how to do business in a way that people have not done business before, to revolutionize what is happening. If you say no to normal, you're saying, God, show me how to reach these children, and show me how to reach these young adults, and show me how to reach the elderly in a way that I've never done it before. When you say no to normal, you're literally opening up your mind to receive a new way of thinking. And yes, it's going to be different. Yes, it's going to look like something people have never seen before. But I say this all the time. History makers are rule breakers. History makers are rule breakers, okay? You cannot make history and follow all the rules. It is a proven fact. Open a history book, go to Wikipedia, Google it, okay? You cannot make history and follow the rules. But if you don't have a new mind, if you don't transform your mind, if you don't renew your mind on a consistent basis, you won't be ready for those ideas. You will not be ready to bring them from the spiritual realm into the earthly realm and bless people. So saying no to normal is a magnificent opportunity for you to fully and totally operate in a way that you were destined to be able to operate. And the third thing, and perhaps the most important thing that I want you to get from or take away from saying no to normal. And this is two very important things. When you say no to normal, you literally join the ranks of some of the most amazing, awe-inspiring people who have ever walked the earth, who have ever been in existence, who are not normal. And not only do you join the ranks of these amazing, intelligent, dynamic people, but you also open the door for others who have been waiting on you. Okay, so let's take that twofold. What do I mean? What do I mean when I say, when you say no to normal, you join the ranks of amazing, wonderful, historical people who have already changed history, who already said no to normal. Just to name a few. Noah. He said no to normal. He said, okay, it hasn't rained. God told me to build a boat. I'm gonna build a boat. Do you not think people were looking at him like, what do you do? An ark? What's an ark? I don't know what an ark is. Moses said, no, I'm not going to be normal. And on top of not being normal, God, I have a stutter. God said, I'm not worried about that. What it is that I need you to do, I need you to make sure that you lead my people. And he equipped him to do that. And he said no to normal. And he stepped out on faith and he did it. Joseph probably had the worst bout of them all. Joseph was literally thrown in a pit. Literally thrown in a pit. By who? His friends? No. His associates? No. His colleagues? His followers and friends on social media? No. Joseph was thrown in a pit by his family. And yes, when you say no to normal, sometimes your family is going to get attitude and they're going to be looking funny. And you got to separate yourself from them, because when you say no to normal, not everybody is going to agree. Not everybody is going to be on board. Not everybody is going to think this is cool or this is something that you need to do, right? Joseph was thrown in a pit. Then he went to Potiphar's house. He was lied on. Then he got thrown into prison. But what happened? He ended up going to the palace. He ended up being over everybody, and his family came back and he received them. Joseph wasn't normal. You're joining the ranks of Joseph. You're joining the ranks of Mary, the son of Jesus Christ. Okay. Newlywed Mary. And she goes to Joseph and she's like, honey, I'm kind of like, with child. Not normal. And who did she give birth to? The Savior of us all. That's not normal. She said no to normal. There are so many things that her as a woman in that time could have gone through, could have said. She could have said, her husband could have said, this is shameful, this is disgraceful, I'm going to divorce. No, she said no to normal. She was obedient. And look what happened. She birthed the Savior of mankind. Deborah in the Bible, the only female judge. Let's bring it to current day. Serena Williams. Serena Williams is not normal. She's a goat. She is a goat. The number one female athlete, professional athlete in the world. Okay? She said no to normal. On days when she could have been doing anything, out with her friends, doing this, doing that, she said, no, Venus and I are going to get in here and we're going to practice. And she became the best. Serena said no to normal. Let me tell you who else said no to normal. What about J.K. Rowling? Oh my gosh. Do you not think that this woman, this British author, said, I'm going to write a story about a boy with like this thing on his head and he's like going to Hogwarts or something? Do you not know how many times she got rejected? I read it one time. I think it was like 30 or 40 times. The publisher said, no, we're not going to publish that. No, we're not going to publish that. And she said, listen, I'm saying no to normal. Like it may be a no here, it may be a no there, it may be a crazy idea. 400 million copies of her book later, $6 billion industry, ride at Universal Studios, saying no to normal. What about Meghan Markle? She recently said no to normal. And she took herself right on up to the palace and said, yes, I will be the Duchess of Sussex. And I'm bringing my mother. Thank you so much. So normal. Look what happens when you say no to normal, ladies and gentlemen. When you say no to normal, you open up awesome opportunities and you step into the stilettos of women who are waiting on you. And let me tell you that that's the first part. You join the ranks. But the second part is that you open doors when you say no to normal for people who are probably thinking the same things, doing the same things, living the same way. They're waiting on somebody to step out in faith and say, I am just so blessed that I'm not the only one, right? Somebody may be waiting on Karen as a caterer, as a baker, as a businesswoman to open up this awesome business because they have an ingredient, a recipe of something. You know the croissant, the cronut, the croissant and the donut. That was an idea. They may be waiting on Karen to take her business idea, get her restaurant and stuff together so that they can apply for a job that's going to get the recipe in front of the right person who's eating at Karen's restaurant. So Karen has to say no to normal, saying, I'm going to work a 9 to 5 so that I can go pursue my passion. I'm going to the bank. I'm going to say no to normal because they're going to give me the loan, because my saying no to normal is a responsibility, not just for me, but it's a responsibility to someone else. Lula, they may be waiting on Lula to say, hey, I'm going to be able to make sure that I start this travel agency business and I'm going to show people